Nintendo's a weird-ass company. It feels like for the past 20 years, they've been about 10 years behind the competition technologically. Xbox 360 and PS3 had incredibly robust modern online services. The Wii was a joke. Xbox 360 and PS3 were HD modern beasts. The Wii was pretty much a GameCube on steroids. And that thing kinda lasts until this very day with Nintendo Switch power-wise being most comparable to a PlayStation 3. Ouch. While they've been simultaneously behind and ahead of the competition in many ways, I feel like this allows Nintendo to get really creative and or archaic about approaching modern subjects. Here's a good example, demos. By the time the 7th generation rolled around, digital distribution of demos were quite popular. We had mostly gotten past the point of demo discs, and if you wanted to try out a game on an Xbox 360, you could just download a demo from the Xbox Live Store. The Wii didn't really have a way to distribute demos of the retail games. However, you were able to download demos of WiiWare games. However, I may have just said the Wii's online services were a joke, but the DS? Just pathetic. Yeah, so the DS did have online services, but barely. Games like Mario Kart DS allowed you to use the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection service to play online, or you could have brought the Nintendo DS browser to kinda browse the internet. That's about it though. Now, I mean, the DSi expanded on this far more by adding the DSi shop and allowed for super small DSiWare games, but no demos. However, Nintendo did have a solution for Nintendo DS demo distribution, something super archaic honestly. Nintendo DS Download Station. So what was this? Well, basically, stores like GameStop or Best Buy would basically get sent these special carts from Nintendo containing demos to be distributed over DS Download Play. Employees would shove the cartridges in a DS, close up the DS while it's running, plug it in, and shove it in a lockbox. Then customers could come into the store, open their DS and DS Download Play, and then be able to download a select number of demos and trailers. And sometimes, depending on the volume of the cartridge, you can download special items to your game. It's a bit archaic, but it's honestly really cool. I'm lucky enough to have gotten my hands on a fair few of these cartridges. They'd come in volumes, and Nintendo would send out new volumes somewhat periodically, and retailers were supposed to send these carts back to Nintendo. Oops. I am lucky enough to have some DS Download Station cartridges. Specifically, I have volumes 13 through 19, 19 being the last one they ever made. Let's look at what's on volume 13 to start. There's some decently cool stuff here. Most notably, there's demos for Rhythm Heaven and Mega Man Star Force 3. And hell, if you own Mega Man Star Force 3 and it's in your DS system at the time, you can download some extra items to your game. However, a lot of demos here are really strange choices, to put it nicely. I mean, I guess a lot of kids owned a DS, so they'd probably be bringing their DSs to the stores with their mom, so whatever, I guess that's a pretty okay choice. But that's how we end up with demos like Up the Video Game and Ice Age Dawn of the Dinosaurs on these cartridges. Also, some more casual games got demos like My Sims Racing and Mystery Case Files Millionaire. But there's also literally a demo here for Personal Trainer Cooking. Why? In terms of trailers, there's some cool stuff here. Trailers for Kingdom Hearts, Fire Emblem, Pokemon Ranger are worthwhile, and given the running of the DS's low-res screen, it means the trailers actually look pretty good and not like whatever's on IGN's website at the time. But yeah, that's a good example of what you can expect on each cart. A decent grab bag of things for different demographics. I can't go over all the carts I own, but here's some of the highlights. Volume 14 has some cool demos, Cookie Mama 3, Mario Sonic the Winter Olympics, Fossil Fighters. This cart is also really weird in that it has a trailer for Call of Duty Modern Warfare Mobilized, and a demo for Spongebob Truth or Square. What the fuck is going on there? Some volumes would repeat demos and trailers from previous volumes, and the later into the cartridge's lifespan, they did this way more. Volume 16's demos are mostly either repeats or shovelware titles. Stuff like Picross 3D and Sonic Sega All-Stars Racing, but plenty of demos here are just like Shrek Forever After the game. The trailers are pretty cool on here, but I have to wonder why these games weren't picked to have demos on the cartridges, you know? It feels like they were constantly just picking B-grade titles to get demos on the cartridges while the trailers got all the good stuff. Volume 18 here was pretty cool with demos for Okami Dem, Mario Kart's Donkey Kong Melee Mayhem, Sonic Colors, with trailers for Professor Layton and Golden Sun. Which then brings us to not only the last download station cart I owned, but the last one they ever made, Volume 19. This cart has demos for Crafting Mama and Ghost Trick, and trailers for Pokemon Black/White and Dragon Quest VI, But that's about it. DS Download Station was becoming less and less needed as a method of distributing demos and content. With the launch of the 3DS, Nintendo tried to do the similar thing with DS Download Station with Nintendo Zone, which was pretty much the same thing for 3DS games. But by this point, who cared? The 3DS eShop allowed for the potential of downloading demos and watching trailers, and with platforms like YouTube existing, trailers were just available with the click of a button. So yeah, this archaic method of delivering preview materials to the public is long dead at this point, with the carts now just living on as interesting collector's pieces and fun discussion pieces in the retro gaming scene. But that's about all I have to say for now. Thanks so much for watching this fun look at an archaic piece of Nintendo history. Have a lovely day, and maybe I'll even see you next time. Bye bye!